to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burby's 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Diana, join me on the Lall Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast at 11 a.m. The Lall Show only on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
The third world is not poor. You don't go to poor countries to make money. There are very few poor countries in this world. Only the people are poor. When people didn't have enough to eat, when people were driven to the edge of desperation, there's billions to be made there, to be carved out and to be taken. The capitalist European and North American powers have carved out and taken the timber, the bauxite. They have taken out of these countries. These countries are not underdeveloped. They're overexploited. They're overexploited. They're overexploited.
It is 19 hours at 22 in Guyana and right across the Eastern Caribbean. You're listening to us right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. It is time for us to bring to you the Wednesday edition of the Lall Show. Remember that Mr. Lall will make his presentation this evening, and we'd like to remind you that our telephone lines will be open. You can call us on 226-7453 to 4, 622-2222 or 624-6456. That is for WhatsApp this evening. Mr. Lall also has in studio, you can see him smiling. He also has his personal photographer in studio. So it seems that I no longer have a job as his photographer. So I don't know if that's good or bad. But nevertheless, sir, happy Wednesday. Welcome back. You were missing for quite some time. And I hope that whatever you were doing, it's good now. So over to you.
Joshua.
Yes, sir.
Diane, namaste.
Namaste.
I know I was missing Josh, but just for a few programs, and it felt good. It felt good, really good, to be relaxed. But let me tell you, I use up the energy and my time traveling around. And let me tell you, Josh, how delighted I was. Visiting Lenora Market and a couple of villages on the West Coast, the charity market on the Essequibo, in the Essequibo, and I stopped by in a few villages throughout the coast, the Essequibo coast, and I was well received. I felt good. I'm an Essequibian, born and grew in Wakanam, just the island across the Essequibo coast. And I haven't visited that place for quite some time. And going on the Essequibo coast Sunday was really a relaxing and enjoyable moment for me. I think I need to get out now and again to experience and feel the appreciation, Josh, and the love on a one-on-one basis with the Guyanese people. I felt good. Thank you, guys, all of you, for making me feel these programs I'm doing are not falling on deaf ears. Joshua, people really, really, really listening to my programs. And that by itself, makes you feel good. One elderly lady has a son named John. Her name is Doris. She tells John, because John told her that Lall is coming on the Esquimalt Coast. She said, John, I need to see Glenn before I die. I had to visit her. She was such a pleasant, and comforting individual that I couldn't be more happy having left her place. Our conversation between me and she would have to be left for another day. But I must tell you, she have me in her prayers every day, Joshua. You don't do that.
I do.
Well, you see, you don't do that.
I do.
And for that, Miss Doris, Lall just want to say thank you. And thanks to all the other people who normally pray for me and my safety. Joshua, you do not pray for me.
I do.
All right, I take it. All right, thank you to Joshua. Another listener on the of my programs told us he has 5 radios all over his house.
You want me stuff?
This guy just doesn't want to miss anything. Even to when he's feeding his dogs, he has one there too to listen to the programs. How do I respond to a brother like this, Joshua? Eh? But to just give him a hug and say, you're doing the right thing, brother. The more you learn, the better for you and the world. Thank you, friend. I couldn't feel more happy, Joshua, and pleased hearing all the kind words and comments from those people I met. And in my conversations with them, I told them all, politicians are being paid while they are being played. I stunned them with that, Joshua. Yes, the Guyanese people are being prostituted by the politicians who are parading themselves as loving and caring leaders. Yeah, I told them that. Please, Joshua, uncle and auntie, from in Guyana and out of Guyana, all of you who are listening to this program, let's make that slogan, into our morning mantra. They are being paid while we are being played. And Josh, again, namaste and good night to all you people. Can we get on with the program tonight? Yes. I want to say thanks to the YouTube and Facebook. Yeah. All those people who are there, listening, joining us, I want to say a special namaste to you people. And with that, I say let's get going. It's Wednesday, you said?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take what you say. All right? All Guyana lost its virginity way back in 2016 to ExxonMobil when the coalition government gave it to them for a few pennies with that contract Trotman sign. You hear me clear, or do I have to repeat that?
Very clear.
All right, thank you. Yes, they made our beautiful children into street prostitutes where we will only get the crumbs that fall off the table from our oil. Now, the PPP government, instead of correcting that situation, they are making it worse each passing day with their selfish and corrupt nature. Uncle and auntie, these politicians are making even our unborn children into future sex slaves with their silence and inactions. Yes, your beautiful children are being played while the politicians are being paid. I told the people in Essequibo, yes, I told all of them that there's an old saying, now turned into a very popular song. You don't know what you have until it's gone. It's a very popular song. All Guyana or the Caribbean people knows it. Well, Joshua, soon that saying and song will have to change to this. You knew what you had, but never thought you would lose it. This thievery of Guyana, uncle, has been going on a long time now in secrecy. They never show the Guyanese people what deal they're signing on to with these foreign entities. Every Guyanese should throw milk, Joshua, at David Granger foot for releasing this ExxonMobil contract. Let me repeat this, man. If Guyana didn't see that contract, uncle and auntie, you would have never had a radio program like this. And you would have never know anything what's going on in Guyana. You would have never had a single story within the Kaieteur newspaper about this most horrible Exxon deal we had. I, Glenn Lall, would forever owe David Granger a heartfelt thank you for releasing that ExxonMobil contract so that not only the world but Guyanese can read, could have seen what deal we are getting. And we haven't finished everything in that contract yet. The little that you have heard so far with that contract, what we are getting, is half truth. As the day goes by, people are dissecting that contract to show us how it's much, much worse than what we have been reporting or what we think about it. Now, let me show you guys let me show you just one thing. Let me just give an example, Joshua.
Yeah.
How we are all losing what God has blessed us with each passing day. Your old and sickly parents, Joshua, leave your eldest brother in charge of their 10 expensive properties. All of you and your children living day to day and hand to mouth. The big brother sell out one of them for next to nothing to a known gangster. And when he was questioned by his brothers and sisters, Joshua, as to why he sell out the property for next to nothing, he tell them he made a mistake. And they forgive him. You hear that? They forgive him. You would do that too, right, Josh? If the man make a mistake. I would. I think I would do. I would too.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll do that. If I feel was a genuine mistake.
Yes.
Thank you. But if the man sell a second one for next to nothing again to the same gangster,
Oh no, we in some deep problem.
what would you do? Or what would you say to him?
Something wrong.
If he tell you he made another mistake, Joshua, is that a mistake or a deliberate cunning going on between he and the man.
Can't make the same mistake a second time.
Exactly. If he sell the third and the fourth one to the same gangster for next to nothing again, now you tell me, what would you do? Knowing that your children is living day to day in Hampton, Mount Joshua, isn't he being paid? And his brothers and sisters are being played?
Yes.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Uncle and Auntie. Yeah, man. There is no doubt about that, right, Josh?
No.
Correct. Well, my fellow Guyanese, that is exactly what is playing out in this country with our politicians and our wealth. They are being paid while you are being played. The coalition government gave away Lisa 1 and 2 with some terrible blunders and mistakes in which all of us should have already been filthy rich had we gotten the right deal. But they told the nation they made errors and mistakes in both projects. If you believe that, then that's your problem. I, Glenn Lall, don't. I believe they were playing with us while the oil companies were playing or paying them. You hear me, man? I believe they were playing us by telling us that, while the oil company were paying them. That's what I believe. Joshua, now this present government, the PPP government, had cussed down publicly and in Parliament how the PNC and the AFC sold our patrimony out with the ExxonMobil contract. And they went further to cuss out the mistakes that were made in Lisa 1 and 2. That is public knowledge, Uncle and Auntie. Jagdeo now give the same oil companies the third and the fourth projects with the same horrible and terrible mistakes. Now you tell me, Uncle and Auntie, all this is not mistakes. These are deliberate actions by Jagdeo, who is heading the oil sector. What you said, Josh?
I agree.
Like I said, they are being paid while you are being played. And now he's going to approve the fifth project to the same set of gangsters. Oh boy, I love this country. It's Wednesday, right, Josh?
Yes, it is.
I enjoy my weekend, you know.
I can tell.
Joshua didn't drink a beer in 25 years. I had 6 beers Sunday on the Essequibo Coast. I swear, 6 beers. Don't tell my doctor. Don't tell him. He can say, Glenn, you're playing with your life, drinking 6 beers. Don't do that. And I'm sure nobody's going to tell him anything. He listens to this program, but sometimes he missed these parts. Thank you for treating me so kind and so nice, guys. Yes. Thank you for the prayers too. And let's move on, Josh.
Yes.
It's Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Let me share some more examples of how they're being paid and you are being played. This one I'm about to tell you is more horrible than what I just said there about the 4 projects. Joshua, you gotta listen to this one carefully. Uncle, you gotta listen to this thing carefully. A Guyanese man named Floyd Haynes, living in New York, was granted a contract by the Guyana government. Yes, granted a contract by Jagdeo to check bills totaling 7.3 billion US dollar. Exxon said a spend between 2018 and 2020 on Liza 1 and 2. Joshua, Mr. Haynes came on Kaieteur radio last week with my reporter Kiana, and what he revealed on the program made me realize that these politicians, especially our Vice President Jagdeo, is up to no good. No good whatsoever. It's a total disaster in the making for this country and its people. Uncle and Auntie, you guys didn't hear the program. And I guess even if some of you hear the program, it's kind of a little too high. It's a high pitch for you people. That's why I have to step in to explain. Mr. Haynes told the nation that he was only hired to check the figures, check the amount on the bills to see if it's correct. Meaning, uncle, if the maths 1 plus 1 equals 2, that is what he was hired to do. Add up the figures only. In we half and half profit sharing business, Joshua. Yes, that is what he was hired to do. He said he was never hired to verify if the bills are fake or if the bills were inflated. Did you hear what I said there, Josh? Huh? No, you didn't hear, man. We got to repeat the thing. He was never hired to verify or to check and see if the bills handed to Guyana were fake or if the bills were inflated. This is what the Vice President Jagdeo hired a firm to do and paid the company over $750,000 US to do. Yeah, man. Hired and pay a man $750,000 US to do what a third standard child can do on a computer. Jagdeo hire, and I say Jagdeo, uncle and auntie, because he is heading the oil sector in Guyana. President Ali put him in charge of that. And this is how this financial guru running a 50-50 partnership in this country hire an international firm to come check 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. And if that's correct, the man pick up a fat $750,000 US check and just fly out. Yeah, man. This guy told my reporter on the radio that he was given 4 months, uncle. 4 months to complete the addition with instructions given to him by the government. Check the figures to see if it's correct, and don't check whether the bills are jacked up or fake. You hear that? Now tell me, how can you blame that man, Joshua? He has to do what he was paid and told to do by Jagdeo. That's what he has to do. He can't do nothing else. All this going on, and Abri Norton and Kemraj Ramjatan silent like church mouse. Uncle, which business partner in their right sense will hire a company only to check the amount of money his partner threw at him and not verify whether the money was indeed spent in the business or if the bills were jacked up? Can somebody help me here, man? Huh? You see why I say you're being played while they are being paid? That was the lead story in our Kaieteur News Sunday newspaper. And from then to now, no response from the government or the opposition. Until now. This 7.3 billion US dollars. Oh, the 7.3 billion US checking that Jagdeo hired a company to do, uncle, is money ExxonMobil spent from, like I said, 2018, 2019 and 2020 only. You hear what I said, brother? That 7.3 is only the money they spent from 2018, 19 and 20. This money ain't got nothing to do with the third and the fourth and the fifth project he's going to approve now, uncle, which is another 30, 40, 50 billion American dollars. I want you guys to get that clear. Please, this 7.3 billion is more than 2 years of Guyana budget, and Jagdeo hiring a company only for add up the number and make sure it right what Exxon give we. Not to verify, check, recheck, and double check the bills to see if it's real. If it was padded, if it was jacked up, or if it was inflated. He didn't hire a company to do that. He just hired them, give them 4 months, yes, to do a 2-year job, and tell the company to add up the things quick for he. He didn't tell them to check and to see whether 20,000 length of pipelines ExxonMobil produced a bill for was actually delivered in Guyana or even buy for Guyana. No. The company was not told to check, recheck and double check to see if the quantities of cement, of chemicals and all the other materials, expensive materials needed were really supplied and the prices is in line with the international market. The man wasn't hired to do that. That wasn't part of the review or the audit or the check, uncle. This is how Jagdeo running a 50-50 partnership business and the opposition is quiet. You hear me? Politicians being paid while you, all of you are being played. All them supply boats. Suriname pay, Trinidad pay $12,000 a day US. Guyana pay 50,000 plus per day, work or no work. Yes, all them supply boats, them helicopter services, them drill ship costs are thrown at us. You know how you throw like? Take that dog, eat it as you throw it, eat it as you get it. And all that company can do is just check and see if the additions on the bills are correct. How you like that? Yeah? Nothing else. This company was not hired by Jagdeo and paid by the government of Guyana $750,000 US to question the bills whether it's inflated or overpriced. Jagdeo just hired the auditing firm, paid them the money to add up the bills. To add up the bills on the money that was spent from 2018 to 2020, uncle. This is what this smart man were running Guyana half and half business doing to this country with 7.3 billion US dollar in bills that was handed to us. Yes. 2 full years of Guyana budget, uncle. You better grab your pressure tablet. Some of you need it. I'll take a break and wait for you guys. Grab grab your pressure tablet. Because what I'm about to tell you, you will need to sleep good. And you will need to drink it from now. Ready? Or you want me to wait? Let me take a sip in the meantime. And me water. Because I take me pressure tablet before I even come on the program. Joshua?
Yes, sir.
You ready for this? That's 7.3 billion US, the company adding up. Whether it is correct or not, whether it is right or wrong, the time frame that's set out for Guyana to check those bills have lapsed. It have expired. It passed. So whether we like it or not, Guyana will have to pay the entire 7.3 billion US dollar. You didn't hear what I said, man? Huh? They pay this company $750,000 US to verify the numbers or to add up the numbers. And if it's right or wrong, uncle, Guyana has to pay it as is. You hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. As is. Thank you. I drink my water. That is one of the biggest mistakes both Trotman and Jagdeo made in the 4 projects that both of them give to ExxonMobil. Exxon put in the contract that Guyana only have 2 years to audit, check and verify the project costs. And if you don't check it within that 2 years, you pay it as it is, like a donkey. This is what these guys, you have for politicians running this country accepting. This is what the financial guru Bharat Jagdeo, yes, knew all along and cussed down Trotman about. But he never corrected it when he approved the 9 billion Payara and the 10 billion Yellowtail projects. Uncle and Auntie, that 2-year time limit, Exxon having the contract still remains. Yes. So Payara 9 billion, time will run out next year, and Jagdeo will do the same thing again. He would allow it to run out just like how he allowed this 7.3 billion to run out, and he can say, he doing an audit again, and I bet in my last dollar, he can do the same type of checking all over again. He can bring another company or the same company for do the same addition. What one third standard child can do for Guyana. Joshua, my heart bleeds for you people. What these guys doing to this country? Oh boy. Oh boy. What they're doing, Joshua, you know, what they're doing here is blatant thievery and skullduggery to the max. It can't get worse than this. Man, since when your neighbor can tell you, you only have an hour or 5 minutes to check the bills he's spending on your house. And if you can't check it within the 5 minutes or the hour, you pay the total amount he on you. Huh? Since when that can happen, man? I asked myself many times, the things we have learned over the time in this oil sector, if these things are real. I ask myself many times if these things are real, Josh. And this is one of them. Is this a real? What I've just said there is a real, Josh? A known con man working with you on a half and half business, and he telling you how you got limited time to check the bills he handing you? Is this a real, man? Is this for real what Jagdeo them doing to this country? A known gangster like ExxonMobil that has gangstered the whole world everywhere they've been and work, putting time limit for we to check them spendings, and Jagdeo not man checking that? Huh? Father above, come quickly to this country. You're needed here more than anything at this present moment. I am sure some of you pinching at yourselves there, asking to see if you're dreaming or if what you're listening to is real. I go through that on a daily basis, uncle. I swear to God, if I didn't see it in black and white when my reporters present these papers in the newsroom, when we're carrying out our editorial meetings, I would have never believed that this type of wholesale skullduggery and thievery of a country's wealth could have happened so openly in a country by its politicians with no fear whatsoever in them. I could have never believed this. What is happening in this oil sector in Guyana, I don't think it ever happened nowhere else on earth. Man, Joshua, minimum, a whole year of Guyana budget we get cheated off. Yes, we get ripped off, conned with those inflated bills dumped at us in that $7.3 billion. Anybody cares? Jagdeo, Norton, Ali or Ramjatan care? I think they care. They give away 8% increase. Yes, that's the care they care. When all a year should have been gotten, a year's salary triple instantly. They give away 8%. If we had corrected the time limit on the projects, do the right audit, and do it on time, everything could have doubled in this country. Every single thing the government doing in this country also could have been doubled, uncle, if we had only done a proper audit in time and do the right audit, a forensic audit, meaning we check it all, fine, and question it all. Not a cost recovery audit like what they do here, telling the man to check the figure, to add the figure. No. The money we lose out there and what that could have give us out of the 7.3. Man, uncle and auntie, our $3 billion debt could have been paid off in full. Or, if they didn't want to pay off our debt, man, everything they did this year could have been doubled. If they built 2 schools, we could have got 4. If they patched 2 roads, we could have patched 4 roads. The money they're borrowing to build hospitals, they would have never had to do that. If they did the correct thing by doing a proper forensic audit, uncle, yes, Had they done that, we would have saved a whole ton of money. Instead, they're gonna give the public servants $5,000 and $6,000 increase on their salary. What can't even buy bora and baji in their house? Man, had they done the right thing, Uncle and Auntie, everybody, every one of them should have been taking home triple that amount. The amount of salary they're working now, triple. And they would have gotten light bill and water bill free. Is how much more you have planned to sit down and take in this country, man? Huh? Huh? Half of that 7.3 money we were ripped off. Yep. You know what our money could do, brother? All the roads in this country would have been brand new. Water, GPL, all would have been brand new. But look what these chaps doing to our country, man. Gosh. Oh, man. I want to repeat something I said to a few people at the Parika and Supanam stellings on Sunday. This is what I asked some young men. I said, would you stand up and see a man fetching out your TV or your fridge out your house and stay quiet? Would you not put up a fight for it? They all said, hell yes, Glenn. We will fight for it. So I said to them, Exxon is fetching away not the TV or the fridge in your house. Exxon is fetching away a fully furnished executive mansion that God blessed every Guyanese with. And all of you are silent. Exxon is fetching out not them $2 and $3 million car y'all driving, but they're fetching away your state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line Lexus and Mercedes-Benz that God Almighty blessed us with. With that amount of oil discovered in this country, and none of you saying a word. I told them, you guys are ready to beat up and kill your own brother if they snatch a fine chain from anyone or your family. Yes. Ready to call the police if you lose the clothes on your clothesline. But none of you are willing to fight these foreigners that fetching away not a gold chain, but your whole life. None of you are ready to fight Exxon that is fetching away your children's and grandchildren's future. You know, Joshua, all they could have said, we hear you, Uncle Glenn, we hear you. We hear you. Come on, man. Come on. Don't let Guyana become Africa. What these foreign entities doing in Guyana, presently, Uncle and Auntie, is far worse than what I have seen them do to Africa. Please, I am begging you guys. I can only shine the light in the dark tunnel these leaders creating for you guys. You have to want to step out. Yeah. You have to step out and speak up, Uncle. Please don't let President Ali mama guying himself around the place, walking around and walking people's yard and say, you come and fix this step and walk away for this old lady. Walking around telling the young people, you come to my office and make sure you get construction work. Come on. No, man. No. Like I said, Uncle, this is what we have become. President Ali patching steps and putting the brothers to do construction work, while the oil companies fetching out with sophisticated mansions and we top of the line machines. Just now, Uncle, you're going to hear they want to go back in the cane fields. Yes, slaving under the hot sun, when all we should have been living like kings and queens already. Yes, we should have been living like kings already, only if they do the right and proper thing. Man, had they done the right and proper thing, or turned to do the right and proper thing now, what a life our children can live. But you're being played while they're being paid handsomely too. Oh, what a Guyana you are living in. We have to stop using this term, give away Guyana wealth, and be a little more blunt. I have dedicated a full page, the page 7 of the Kaieteur News, going on 2 years now, to be very blunt. I don't know if you guys just get to read it, but we are very blunt with our page. We can't be nice and use diplomatic and sophisticated language anymore to these criminals we have parading themselves as politicians. You gotta be blunt with them. They are colluding with the foreigners to steal it. And we have to say that. It's nothing more or nothing less. What has been happening and continuing today is not giving away anymore, Uncle and Auntie. It's plain thievery and skullduggery. Bharat Jagdeo, the Vice President, promised 3 times. Yes, the last time I was on my program with him. He will ensure those mining contracts they sign with those foreign companies in our gold, diamond, bauxite, timber, manganese. Yes, they are going to be made public. And to now, and to this day I'm speaking, idaging. Why, Uncle? Idilly-dallying. Why, Auntie? Huh? You see why I keep saying we have to be blunt with them? He's laughing. He was laughing how Brasington sued me 19 times and asked me how much money I pay Brasington already for the 7 case. He was happy. If I give you a chance, he might want to sue me too. But that's fine, you can go ahead and do it. He might want to sue me for speaking the truth. Oh. Are you being paid to keep those contracts away from the eyes of the Guyanese people, Mr. Jagdeo? Or the Guyanese people are being played by you? Which one? I'm just asking. It's a question. The sale of a couple barrels of oil. Joshua? Yeah. The sale from the couple barrels of oil we just get out there. He gave out a contract to sell it last year to an Indian firm. He didn't make that contract public for us to see what is the deal he made between Guyana and the company. You hear me, man? We didn't know. Last week, they gave the same contract to a company in England for Selby Isle. That contract has not been made, has not been made public as yet. So we don't know what deal they strike between the company that is selling our oil yet. Hear that? The first company that sell our oil in India, we didn't see the contract. Now we issue one more.
And we haven't seen it yet.
To a British company, England. We don't see that yet. All we hear, we don't got to pay the people them for sell the oil. Look, when I hear things like this, I just want to like puke. You know? Joshua, uncle and auntie, big money just play out here, uncle. Yes, big money. Politicians around this world is get rich overnight with 1 year of these contracts. Let me explain. If the world market price is $90 barrel or $100 barrel, and between the seller and the government, if they cook up the deal and sell it for $80 or $90, when it's $100, then I know what's going on there, right? Yes. You're not being paid. You're being played. I love Guyana. Yes. At least I see David Patterson came out with a statement demanding that the contracts be released. At Joshua, they're making a little song. But they only making a little song when the newspaper call them for say something. Let's see after the song what next, if we can see them in the streets. They're quiet on the 7.3 billion audit. Guyana paid $750 million US to add up. You gotta love these guys. And I think they love me too, you know. All of them love me. The PNC, the AFC, and the PPP love Glenn Lall. What you say, uncle? Yeah, they love me. ExxonMobil love me too. What about you, Josh?
Yeah.
I told you guys, when England said I waive the visa for go to England was for more than the oil blocks. Was to get under y'all skirts. I also said wait and see. Them rest of countries gonna follow suit just now because all of them want to get to know we. Yes, to get to know we better. Yes, because we find honey in Guyana. The sweetest honey is found in Guyana, and it's found in abundance. Everybody want to forget a piece of it. Yes. We report yesterday, uncle. This is a very nice piece. Yesterday we reported the Kaieteur news. Guyana in talks with Italy and Canada for visa-free travel too. Guyana in talks with Italy and Canada for visa-free travel too. And just like England, America gonna do the same very soon. Very soon, you won't have to get visa to go to them countries. And all of you gonna be clapping at your hand and jumping for joy. Yes. It's the best thing that could ever happen. I ain't gonna get visa for go see them country that. Them sweetening you with a visa-free travel. While them sweetening them mouth, them house, them country with your sugar. The oil, the gold, the diamonds. And you can't see and you can't understand that. No. We leaders, yes. Yeah, man. That's what they're doing to you. All of you sitting down here and thinking Canada, England, and Italy is better roses. Let me tell you, uncle. Them country used to be better roses, not anymore. Half of the families living in England right now Yes, presently, uncle. Right now. Let me say it again, ma. Presently. When them done, half of the family, when them done from supermarket and pay them bills, them just left with £3, 3 British pound, which is less than 1,000 Guyana dollar a week. You hear me, uncle? When half of the family in England go to the supermarket on a weekly basis, all they left with a £3 when they're done the supermarket and pay their bills. You gotta love today's technology, man. Google the stories. Google that same story and you will see it online. That is what England has become today. Don't think you can go there and catch your hand. There is no work. Nobody wants to put you up there. So you better stay right here, and instead of clapping your hands for visa free, stamp your feet for what God bless you with to get your rightful share of your peace. Yes. Get your rightful share, buddy. Your peace. Every drop, every blade of grass, stamp your feet for it, brother. Your life is here. Nothing is out there anymore. America is not far from England. It's not bed of roses anymore too. Plenty parts of America, you can't wear your jewelry and walk the streets. Things have become so rough in the US. If you got on a brand name hat, a brand name shoe or a jersey, thieves ripping it off your body. And half of their population starving in America right now. Yes, right now as I speak. So visa mean nothing now. The only reason they're waiving the visa is to make your government look good and feel good so that they could keep that as an election mantra. Yeah. Are you going to see? Are you going to see we? That's what I'm going to see. Oh boy. Oh uncle, they're going to make it an election mantra. These countries waive visa. Yeah, they waive visa for you. Not knowing the visa waive is to waive away your wealth via the Atlantic Ocean. Wow. Why they don't waive visa for the Africans and Asian people? Joshua? Thousands are dying in the sea, heading to Italy, France, England, Canada, Germany, all over. Yes. Why they not waiving visa for them people? You know why, Joshua? They don't waive out the people gold, diamond, bauxite and oil. Now they want to waive out yuan. And all of you jumping for joy. Yes, are you jumping for joy? You don't have to get visa anymore. I still love you, you know, Guyanese. I love all of you. And let me say thanks again for the warm welcome I received in Essequibo and on the West Coast. I hope you all give the politicians the same warm welcome you give me. What a Guyana we live in. Let me end tonight's program by saying this to all of you, my brothers and sisters. I am certain some of you, after listening to me, is thinking that there is no hope left with the way these people running this country and the silence of the opposition. But let me tell all of you, all is not lost. The rainbow is still up there for all of us to see. So don't give up. Hope must never be given up. We owe it to our children and their children to fight through our moments of weakness and helplessness. People in worse situations than us ended up succeeding because they never let go of hope. What I have said earlier is terrible, but not the end. Yes, we have to pay that 7.3 billion American dollar as is. And we also have to pay maybe another 10 billion more because of the mistakes made on those 4 projects Jagdeo and Trotman sign away. But let me say this, and let me say it very nicely with a smile to you people. Yes, I'm giving you a smile so you can rest in peace tonight, Uncle. This whole horror story can change for the better. And every single Guyanese, including our brothers and sisters living in the Caribbean, if you want to include the pie to them, man, all of us can live a beautiful life. Better than the Americans, the Europeans, and even better than the people in Dubai and Kuwait. Only if, and I'm smiling here, only if, let me repeat again with a smile, Uncle, only if your voices sounded loud enough for Jagdeo and the opposition to change this horrible situation on every other project they're about to approve, starting with the 5th project Jagdeo is going to approve before the year is end. They must correct every mistake made in this 5th project if Jagdeo should approve it. What you say? Let me hear from all of you. The telephone lines are open. 624-6456, 622-222. You can call me. I'll be sitting here for the next 10 minutes and I'll take your calls. Josh?
Yes, sir.
I'll take the calls. I don't got one coming in. Hold.
All right.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dr. Lall. How
Good
are
evening.
you? Keep up the good work, my brother. A thought came to me as you were discoursing. You know, when a woman is being abused, all she has to do is to say stop and no, and the abuse ends. And that's all Guyanese have to do. Stand up and say stop, enough is enough. It's that simple. But keep up the good work. I'm praying for you.
Thank you. I hear you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one.
Thanks. I hear you. I hear that guy. I hear
Call us
that.
this evening on 226-7453. That is 226-7453-4. On WhatsApp, 622-2222 or 624-6456. Those of you joining us in social media, the numbers are scrolling on the screen, or you can also comment if you would like to comment.
Good evening, sir. You're live on the air.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, good night. I want Mr. Jagdeo and Mr. Irfan Ali must know that Guyanese people not stupid. And that what I'm doing there, let them come off of that body. Let them do right thing for we in this country, everybody. Let them do right thing. If they can't do right thing, sir, I tell you already, you have to be the president. And you pass, you lad, that Wagamu got to go too straight. They wall hear it. Because this one, not easy, you understand me? This is not easy for we. And them thing what they're doing to we in this country, not easy, not nice. Because the white people like them, we must war between one another. But we brother, we Guyanese together, and we are supposed to fighting for other people think we are we own thing. Let me get me money.
Well,
So everybody must be rich, man.
well, that is what.
We see the land and people let us do this thing. Because me own workers, them used to tell me, we country, we Guyanese, president is jackass. The money when they take from them, from the timber, them supposed to invest the money, open up this country, and make city.
All right, you gotta careful.
But them not Guyanese man work.
You gotta
And
careful.
take land.
You gotta careful with your language.
Yeah, I mean, no. But when you want, they must do the right thing, man.
Well,
How
spread
long you must you doing this here, buddy?
spread the
You
message.
a brother to all Guyanese and sisters. You a good man.
Thank you.
We in this country.
Thank you.
Because it wasn't for you Guyanese, I mean, you know nothing. But Guyanese, I wealth or nothing out in this ocean there.
Mm.
Well,
Well,
you
that-
don't know nothing. You will be like jackass.
Like I said,
Just voting and voting. No, right now, me want to hear but none vote. But none two sides. If I'm like you, me want to hear but you vote. You want me want to hear. And we going to show them how things will change. But the same Guyana here. The same Guyana sure.
any
He's a
voting,
serious man.
any
If they
voting,
are doing this to we country, when the people juggle, all we will. What happened to we brothers and sisters who are coming at the back of we?
they have nothing
what
to
happened
get.
to we in this country?
They have nothing to get.
And nothing they have to get. What we gonna find? Market, you might in get market feet. You might in get market, you might in get feet.
Yeah, because
they better do this thing in the right way for we.
yeah, because down to the land will be destroyed, will be poisoned.
That's right. Exactly. Look how the Kaieteur tree them start dead, some of top coming down. Which this never happened all the years.
I want
You know-
to. Can you hold a moment for me?
Yes, sir.
When I look
No
at
problem.
the Kaieteur news on a daily basis, okay,
Yeah.
just everyday newspaper, I can talk 24-hour a day, just on the Kaieteur news alone.
Yeah.
This is just one story I picked to talk on, you know.
You like that?
Man,
Like that?
if I should read the Kaieteur news daily, but it's kind of it's in fancy language, you know.
Yeah, but so we are far, you understand? We are
exactly,
far, we-
exactly.
And yes, Cable River.
But it's a lot going on in this country.
Yeah, man.
I am
yeah,
just
man,
trying.
know this happening,
I
man.
try my best every day to pick out like the most important topic, the money aspect of this thing. You have a
Yeah,
business, my brother. You have a
Yeah, man,
business.
taking too long, buddy.
You have a business, and these people not checking, not verifying money, man. Yeah.
And another time with that was them pocket full. That what I want.
Any
Them
voting,
pocket full.
any voting we should have is voting for the contract.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't understand Norton them talking about local government, come on.
Them guys waste Mr. Rain Dad.
Everybody just want to go sit in a chair. Just
Yeah.
a thief.
Yes, exactly.
Just a thief.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you,
Nothing
my
more.
brother.
All right, my brother.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Keep up the good work, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Good.
You too.
Thanks.
I pray for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Those numbers again, they're 226-745-324, 622-2222,
Before the man, sorry.
It's okay, go ahead.
Before the call hang up, the phone the man of course. You know, but Joshua, you can't help it. You know, these things sometimes you can't help.
Sometimes you can't.
You know, I cuss them traps nasty in my mind. You know,
We have
And-
a call here
and-
on,
yeah.
Caller, good evening and welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Wow, Mr. Glenn, congratulations and a lot of thanks to you for opening and turning on the lights within my tunnel. Boss, sitting down listening to you, I wonder how we end up in such a state with such brilliant mind like Mr. Barjavio, President Ali, and all of these people we got as leaders that know the things that we as the descendants of the slaves, the ancestors, the descendants went through. And then now we reach such a peak within the country that we could uplift ourselves. And they is the leaders now for lead we into this upliftment. And they are not doing it. Mr. Glenn, I tell you, my heart racing me. My heart racing. When I study this thing, I was run out of words. But I thank the Father that you doing this job. I know, and I trust in Father just like you, that we can get this thing changed. I call him on the whole of Guyana, black, brown, and purple. This is not about complexion. This is about the right thing for this country. This is about we, personal self, and we, younger generation, who coming up. I got me little nieces and nephews that I want to see live a good life. And we can't get it with all we wealth going out of this country. Look, ExxonMobil declared 19.7 billion they make. Okay? And how much millions for the shareholders for get as profit sharing, and Alioni gave the Guyanese public 8%. Just to me, to as a public service, as a security, I sit down at work right now listening to your program. There's nothing, Mr. Glenn.
Can you hold a moment on the phone line?
Yes, sir, listening.
Tomorrow, we are carrying a story in which the workers of ExxonMobil in England has taken to the streets for increased salary pay. You hear me?
Yes.
On the excessive profits ExxonMobil is making. You hear that? The workers gone into the streets of England protesting for better pay, a raise of pay on the excessive profits ExxonMobil making. You hear me? And our government is not even asking for tax in this land. And our people is not even saying a word. This whole country should have been shut down.
Yes, sir. I agree. We have to pay tax on every single thing that we buy, and these people work with all the resources tax-free. How that could happen? Why this should have happened? And we right now, I tell you, boss, man, I walk. Happening. These people need to do something better for this country. I tell you, I talk in the honest truth, God, and never knows it. I'm a working man, and I have no money in my pocket. And if people only give me 7%, 8%, there's only 5,000. How long do you think they're going to last inside of my pocket?
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Yes, boss. Thank you. Keep up the good work.
I have a little story I want to share before I go. But there have been 2-3 people calling me on the line. I want to give them a chance to say something. All right? Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, sir. Sorry about that. You're live on the air.
Yeah, good night. Mr. Glenn.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you for this fantastic program that you've been having every week.
You're welcome.
It's very informative. The information that we're getting, we're very thankful. You know, when I listen to this program, you know, it really, really gets deep down inside of me, and it's like a passion built up inside of me to see this, what our leaders is doing to us in this country.
You're getting to understand who you have for leaders.
Man, I tell you, it is so sickening. You know, you did a program where the president carry this thing with this Algeria thing. When
yes,
Al Jazeera
president
talk about our story, it's not about I.
Yes.
Our story is about bhaji and potato.
Yes.
And rice and tourism and birds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, when I listen, I could have cried for this country. Man.
Yes. I'm glad you. I'm glad.
I cry, man.
Yes.
You know, it is so sickening.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what they are doing? They believe we are fools.
Mm-hmm.
They believe we don't have sense and we're idiots and we are morons like them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have this $1 trillion oil business out there.
Mm-hmm.
God bless this country
Mm-hmm.
with so much oil, and it's a sweet oil as you just put it. This
Mm-hmm.
crude is sweet. It's easy to come up, and it's valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And we diverting from this oil that could bring so much wealth to these people of Guyana that we only have 750,000 people. This is our population. And this could make our country so beautiful, so blessed, so rich. And this man that we have there will say, our story
It's not about oil.
bhaji and rice. Man. Oh, God, help us. Help us. Man, when our children in school can't get a meal and cannot get a biscuit to care.
Mm-hmm.
They buy, you know what some of these parents is buy, Glenn, for these children, Bigfoot. A pack of Bigfoot. This thing is so sad, so you put your mouth, it melt. What this could do to these children, and you president, you vote, I vote for these people. Glenn, man, is so sickening. You see, but they're trying to divert from this oil because they know the hands tie up. They tie themselves up with this Exxon Mobil. They tie up, the real tie up and not up. It's like a rat get caught in a trap.
Mm-hmm. That he can't come out.
That he can't come out, but they better come out.
No, well, the
Because
people
we
of
can't
this country,
accept this thing.
the people of this country, me and you, have to show Exxon that we will take them out of that.
Exactly, we got to come out. We got to come out of this because we can't accept this. Exxon got making so much of profit and all this profit and what Guyana getting. When you explain this 50-50 business, that partnership we are talking about, this cake cut with a little piece for we, 75% coming out, and the man ain't talking about it.
No. No.
And this 25, how we arrive at 25% a business? You are a business where you just calculate the profits from 100%, and they're talking about 25%. And out of the 25%, we give 2% from our part, and they get 14%, and we take less. Man, what crap, what nonsense they're telling you?
Hold for me.
Guyanese people.
Hold for me. I ain't done with that. That same thing you talk about there, I have a lot more to talk about that. But you said something earlier that irked me a bit. When you talk about the cost for bring up the oil. We have the sweetest, lightest crude. You hear me?
Yeah.
Man, but you see, all these things are too much for people to comprehend, I believe. The price we are paying for bring up the oil, we don't know until now.
I tell you.
So Exxon is taking out whatever they feel like taking out.
Exactly.
That is what they're taking out. That is part of what they're taking out in the 75%. The 3/4 apple what they're taking out, that is part of it. And the quarter will left back, they still want half of that quarter.
Man.
Are you really understand what going on here, brother?
I tell you. But then, all these other media houses and so on, then these people is not talking nothing.
Don't knock
about
them.
this.
Don't knock
They're
them.
just sucking up this nonsense that the president
No, he says sucking up.
and the president going wrong, telling these old people, we gonna fix this house, we gonna do this for this house, we gonna do that, and we gonna do this, and this and that and that and this and that. Man, this president better wake up.
My friend,
wake up and start telling we about we oil and we think we want to hear about agriculture and tourism when we got billions of dollars worth in our God bless this country with, man.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. I hear you. I
But
hear
then
you.
I don't want to go before I tell you this. I know God put you there for inform and tell, but I believe it's time. I hear you to say you want to run for president, but you better start looking in that direction, buddy. I know you're going to do it because the people fed up of these two parties. You got to do something. I got to call you and I got to encourage you with this. I believe this. You got to think about this because you see, Javier, you see how he talked when he was in opposition?
Mm-hmm.
You see how he know this business good?
Yes,
you see how
of
he
course.
know we got a check? And if the company related to ExxonMobil,
Yes.
they could inflate the bills.
I remember, I know that man is a brilliant man, you know.
Man, but where is his vice now?
No.
He get like Chatman who signed the contract. His vice going to?
No, man, no. The man is not using his brain to defend and to look out.
Right, because he looking in somebody, he looking his own interest,
Yes.
not the country interest.
This is why.
We think he put in the people interest at heart.
This is why I keep asking.
He conveniently pleasing himself.
Exactly.
You know? But let me give some.
Thank you.
You have to save this country, Glenn, because these people.
I hear you.
In Kaieteur.
I hear you. Must call me off here. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, my
you
friend.
have a blessed night and you take care. God bless you. Keep up the good work. I hear you said this, and I know. I feel you when you said it. You said, look, if y'all send these pictures and y'all in thing, I gonna join ExxonMobil and I gonna look out for me and me family because if y'all can't wake up and smell this coffee, I gonna think. But I know these people, Guyanese, gotta wake up and listen and make a difference for the children and the children. I know you won't join them, but I know you're just telling them to wake up. Because if all this information you're giving them, and the Guyanese didn't wake up, man, I know what will wake them up.
God bless.
Turn on the light. The light is already on.
Yes, I turn on the
Have a
light.
blessed night, my
Yes.
brother.
Thanks, very.
He's very passionate caller there. We haven't on
Yes.
the line waiting quite a while.
Take it.
Caller, good evening and welcome. Thank you for waiting.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Mr. Lall, I recently saw a fun of your program, probably 3 weeks ago to a month. And I want to say that you're doing a very good job. Actually, from my time, I'm a Guyanese, but I live overseas. I really have truly haven't seen no one stand up for a particular thing as you have without a, a wrongful agenda. I hear you talk about the opposition not saying anything. My thing on that is that, let's be frank, there's not an opposition, huh? And following the news, in the Kaieteur news and stuff recently, I realized that the other part of it is separating himself from the PNC. Now, that alone speaks where we stand on somebody standing up on the opposite side, correct?
Yes, I'm here listening.
I want to say, from a business perspective, I have a company, right? And you make a lot of great points with the oil deal. I would want to believe that if you're making a deal, you want to have the best for your people,
Precisely.
and your company at heart.
Exactly.
So I really would like, you guys to stay on what you're doing, and let's see if something positive can come out of this. But all in all, I just want to say great job and keep at it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
How do you feel listening to these programs? Have you listened to this program?
Like I said, I started following you 3 weeks to a month now.
Oh, well, you would have listened to tonight's program.
I like your Facebook, be on my Facebook, and I listen to all the shows. If I don't catch the live, I make sure I get the rebroadcasts.
Thank you.
So I listen to them.
I do some short TikToks too.
Yeah, I saw a couple of those. I did saw a couple of those, which make a lot of sense. One of the things I want to say, I'm wondering if it's because Guyanese that is there don't have a knowledge of business. What is one of the things make these people are getting away with what they're getting away with.
You asked a nice question. Can you hold on the line for that? Can you hold on the line for that? That's a beautiful question you asked. The gentleman, the caller just asked what happened to the media, the other media houses. And if you were listening, I told him, don't knock them.
Yes.
You know what I mean there, my friend? If the journalist of this country does not understand what is playing out, you would not get them to report on it. And what I have found out, being in the media for 30 years, I know that 99% of the journalists in this country, they are clueless where this type of reporting on business is concerned.
Exactly.
So having said that, now I'll answer the question that you posed just now. What happened to the Guyanese business people? What happened to their voices who understand and know business? Well, let me tell you.
That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, my friend. Every one of them outside there will not say anything. Most of them understand what I'm saying. They say, Glenn, you're on target. But to get them to say something or to do something, they will not, because most of them want a piece of the pie. And if they go against any politician, they are kicked out. So it's a matter of survival. You get me?
I understand.
So you wouldn't get them to even come out. You know, they would support me. You know, they would support me silently and quietly. But to come on board and to openly speak about this craziness that's going on here, you would not get them. Yeah. You know, you will not even get international companies to speak about what's going on here if they have interests here. Don't you think all the companies in Trinidad and Tobago that had oil for over 100 years, don't you think these guys see and know what's happening here? I speak to some of them from time to time, and it's horrible, but they can't say anything because they don't want to get caught up or get kicked out from the few dollars they're making. So we are really in up a creek, that in a little boat with no paddle, my friend. It's just.
But
it's just myself.
All in all, I think what.
Go ahead.
All in all, I think what you're doing is so powerful that at some point we must reach the average person so that they can understand. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes I look at the comments and it's very disrespectful and to the things they say. Some people that don't understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. 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 Like I was reading a comment tonight with one say that here goes the madman again, and it angered me because I want to say to the Guyanese people, if you do not agree with someone, it doesn't mean you are right. You have to understand what the person is saying before you can actually have an opinion of something. And if you don't have an opinion of something, do not say anything.
All right, let me tell you.
The last thing I want to say to Guyanese people is that your program is broadcasting around the world.
Yes.
So it's not an old time day where the Starbrick newspaper or the Kaieteur newspaper stays in Guyana alone. People are watching from wider field. Mm-hmm. So thank you guys. Keep up the good work. I'll keep watching.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I want to tell you, forgive them. Forgive them for they know not what they're doing.
I do understand that. And I do understand that. And one of the things I keep thinking is if I were, because I was actually thinking about it, I had a couple of meetings. We were thinking to come home to Guyana and do something in the construction field. But it's on my point, I'm being pushed by different Guyanese engineers who have been migrated over the years. But I'm kind of scared, huh?
No. You should come back, man. If you have the kind of skill, the work is here, the money is here. You should. Don't let nobody. Don't.
Because really, I really don't want to be involved in the political part of things. My thing is just, I have went to school in Guyana. I think it's time I come back and put back into Guyana, like I'm doing overseas.
You should.
Because I'm helping build other countries and not mine.
You should come back. You should come back. We need the kind of skills. We need the kind of help from our own people. We cannot.
Well, it's something I would like to talk to you off air about.
No problem. You have my number, 624-6456.
624-6456.
Have a good one.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, man. You're welcome.
Another call here waiting.
Take it.
Call, good evening and welcome. Thank you for waiting.
Mr. Glenn.
Good night.
Hello.
Good night.
I just called to tell Mr. Glenn, he think I know other body than he got for God as the next president, and we need to see jail these people. We need to laugh these people, Mr. Glenn. We need revenge.
Why you
this
need?
nation need revenge. Now that where you're running, people gonna put you there. I don't tell you this thing many times, right? Because we ain't got no other body looking out for we than you. Right, don't want the rest of them were talking about election and the local government. Them people got ears to hear these people. Right? You have to go there and we got to get revenge on the things that they're doing to we. All of them, Jado, Armand, Tratmon, all of them, everyone, Nagamutu, all them, Rabjatan, and them, all them money where you see they get the tech from you, they have to bring it back and give you. And we make sure the guy in jail. Yeah, what tell you, make up your mind, because if it's not you, we rather the white man of them go back and like in the British time and rule this place. We don't want these two men back there. Right now, money in there, no way in Georgetown. People and poor people and got Christmas. It's only politicians got Christmas. And they're wrong around the road making a set of lights with a set alarm wrong around the place. Got set of police, they're wrong the place because they know they're punishing the people. So they put the police for settle people. Right? You understand that people mustn't do nothing.
Thank you, my friend.
If they gain poor people what they have to get, then they have to put all the police in the streets like what they're doing there.
Thank you, my friend. Let me tell you about cost of living. Guyana is the fastest growing economy on earth. And you talk about cost of living. Our US dollar should have been actually 50 to 1. It has not moved from since 3 years now. We pump in oil. So that is the fastest growing country on earth, and your US dollar to 205 and 210. Oh.
Yeah. Right now, money and them circulating in the streets, Mr. Glad. I did on the market every day or so, I call instead. I used to get my progress.
Thank you.
Every day, something when you go there, as I tell you since before, if you get a sale, you got set.
Thank you. Have a good one. We're running out of some time, and I have this story that I want to share. I want to share with all of you before I leave. Right? It's about a 37-year-old woman who plotted with a neighbor to kill her great aunt. To kill this woman so that she can get the house and the caretaker as the caretaker. And he, the man who she plot with, can take the $350,000 the great aunt had in she house. This story happened Monday morning in Bushlat, West Coast, Babis. The caretaker left the door open so the neighbor can come in and carry out the plan. She told the police as soon as the neighbor come in, he wake her up, and she took him upstairs in the bedroom where the great aunt was sleeping. She showed him where the money was and stood there watching him stabbing up the poor 85-year-old great aunt. She tell the police she changed her mind about killing the woman after she see how the neighbor was stabbing the old woman and beg him to stop, but he didn't. Now the police got she in custody and they're looking for the neighbor. That poor woman lost her life because of greed. And plenty of you want to kill them two people. Yes. I know plenty of you want to kill them two people. But what the politicians doing in this country with ExxonMobil is 1 trillion times worse than that. Y'all wouldn't want to fight with them. Y'all would throw mal around them necks when they come in your village. What they're doing to Guyana out of greed, uncle and auntie, is 1 trillion times worse than that horrible story I just mentioned here. The entire Guyana will be left motionless like the great aunt. I hear you. I hear you.
You have to continue the work that you're doing. My heart burns for the people of Guyana. I did not grow up in Guyana, but all my life hearing of the plight of the Guyanese people, I've always been burdened for my people.
I hear you.
Keep up the good
Thank
work,
you.
brother. I'm praying for you. Don't give up.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay? God bless.
God
Have a
bless.
nice evening.
God bless. God bless. You know, Joshua,
Yes, sir.
the gentleman, that gentleman there, he doesn't believe that the media, the other media houses, doesn't have the ability to pick up on these stories. But I want to truly tell you, my friend, very few of them really understand what is happening. And the few of them that was trained by me, under me, they just walked away. I told you, Jack, they bought over some of them. And when they go over there and they realize that no, we can't sell our souls like this, they walked out and left it. So, but they understand. They understand what they're doing. I would love for them to come back and join the fight. But is the but. With that, I say namaste, and you guys have a great evening. I'll see you guys on Friday.